Okay, let's get one thing straight. I wasn't going to do another commentary for maybe a week or two, but I recently came across a video that really grinds my gears. So let's dive into Recolours. Recolours are a subgenre of art thieves who generally permeate the Sonic fandom. Oh, sure, you can find them elsewhere, but if you Google Recolours, the majority of the images you're going to come across are from Sonic game sprites or TV shows. Observing the products of a recolor left to stew in its natural habitat, we find ourselves bombarded with the images of copyrighted characters with variations on their hair and skin colors, sometimes additional hair spikes, emo accessories, or vampire fangs added in Microsoft Paint. Why do I bring up Recolours, you ask? Because today we're looking at a user whose entire purpose on this site and his level of artistic worth in my mind is so eloquently summed up in his username, CaptainRecolor.
Hey there guys, CaptainRecolor here with another video. This time it's a shorter commentary. It's a Recolor's commentary shorts, actually. And who is it on? You guessed it. Another attack by a Recolor hater.
Recolor hater? I am not familiar with this term. Did you mean sensible person?
But this time, it's not only Young Club Fantasy. No. He got what he deserved.
Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha. You mean that video where you spoke for all of 222 seconds at a 13-minute long video, the culmination of your arguments being personal attacks at the very same points that you're going to list in this video? Yes, that is the definition of getting what he deserved.
This time, I am talking about Mr. Sir Raven. What a trollish name. Anyway, let's get started.
So lately I've been seeing this excuse from Sonic Recolors regarding their art, that their FCs are not recolors, but tracings, and tracings are better than recolors. To be honest, what's the difference?
Okay, here's the difference. The difference is when you recolor, you color it or make a template to make it original. When you trace it, color it in, or color whatever color you want. Then that way it's not recoloring, it's tracing and coloring. Recoloring means to color over something. You're tracing something, you can't recolor it because there is no color. I'm pretty sure they'll trace Sonic, color it blue, then color it green. I'm just making a point there.
How about we use a visual example to strike the ball from the base? Here is an original character I just came up with. Here is a traced version of that same image. But hey, maybe the tracer didn't like the original nose or the outfit, so they changed it up to suit their tastes a little more. It's still traced over another image. Here's a recolor. Maybe the recolor artist wanted to add some new hair spikes, or emo accessories, or vampire fangs to make it their original character. Do you not see the blatant similarities between them? These aren't even similar subjects. They are, in essence, the same thing. And hey, here's a novel concept. Tracers can color in the images they've traced. There. Well, golly gee willikers, those don't look similar at all.
Tracing still implies that you're not using any modicum of effort to make original work, like recoloring. Tracing, in the definition they're using, means to copy, so there's really no difference.
Again, you've messed it up. Okay, in the title and in the beginning, it says tracing equals recoloring. No, it's not. You're changing it to a completely different subject. Yes, there's basically is actually a difference. When you trace something, add stuff. Add little whatever designs to your character, and maybe just color a different color. It's different.
Newsflash! Plenty of trace artists will make slight modifications to the stolen piece to differentiate their version from the ripped-off original, adding little whatever designs to your character is the exact same principle.
It's like saying this. There's two Wii boxes. There's one Wii box, and then there's another Wii box. One Wii box is blue, one Wii box is black. One is still different.
You are not defending your point. You are giving an example of two objects that, by definition, are the same product. Making one of them black does not immediately turn it into an entirely different thing. It's still the same product with a new case over it.
But the real question is, what's so wrong with drawing freehand? I could care less if someone drew a Sonic FC and it looked crappy. At least they put in the effort not to rip off some sprite or a Sonic X screenshot. And when it comes to references, I'm okay with that because you're studying on the object you intend to draw and not blatantly copying it. And on a bit of a tangent, to anyone who says that they can't draw, anyone can draw. It takes time and effort. For some it comes more naturally than others, but even the best artists had to start somewhere. Seurat wasn't born with the ability to make a sunny afternoon on the island of the Grand Jatte.
Yeah, but think about the people who have no patience. That's the thing. They try to draw, so recoloring is a form of, just recoloring. Just, well, what's wrong with recoloring? Well, they can draw a little bit better.
Wah, I don't have the patience to sit and practice and hone my skills. Wah, I want everything to come to me naturally without putting in any modicum of effort to achieve my goals. Tough titties! The artists you are stealing from spent years studying their art to get to where they are. You have no business passing off their years of knowledge as your own little snippet of poorly painted over trite.
I mean, take for example, someone draws this, for a matter of fact. Obviously, you see, and they can probably see, that they have really no talent for drawing yet. So, they decide to wait a few years, continuing with the recolors, and then, a few years later, after, tracing and recoloring and getting the basic gist of how you create art, they do this. Take, for example, my fan character I made.
A lovely example, but you're not doing that. Also, where did you get that piece? You didn't draw that. Take that down. It being up whilst you're talking about an original character gives the impression that that is your original character. Is it supposed to be? Because you didn't draw that, you're a recolor. And oh, look at this. You're a tracer too! Stop trying to justify your thievery.
The fan character is really good, but obviously it took time to draw. And how did I learn it? By recoloring. See, recoloring is not just copying. Recolor is a form of art and not only form of art, a tool to help learn how to draw.
But you cannot pass a recolor off as your own work. I don't care. If you trace over something to teach yourself how to draw it, that's a legitimate form of art study, and plenty of people do it. Ever heard of rotoscoping? But in no way is it appropriate to pass off those pieces as your own. They are practice and study material, not your own work.
I applaud artists who will at least make the effort to draw something than those who don't try or give up because it's too hard. To quote Dr. Kelso from Scrubs, nothing worth having comes easy. And do you know what's easy? Tracing.
And yes, that's why nothing's easy. So that's why people use recoloring to help them.
That's why people use recoloring to help them. Grow up. You just agreed that nothing comes easy. Taking an already established piece of artistic material and coloring over it to create your own original character instead of spending years honing your skills to develop the necessary talent to shape and create the character on your own is the definition of easy.
You know what? Mr. Zerine, I have nothing against you personally, but follow these rules of the internet. If you act like an idiot, then you will be treated like an idiot. Simple like that.
The irony, it burns! You are acting like an idiot. You are acting like a closed-minded art thief who refuses to open their eyes wide enough to see how wrong their actions truly are. You are lazy, defensive, and you are perpetuating a fad in fandoms that should have never started to begin with. If you want tips on how to improve your art, what little actual art you might have, then assemble a folder full of reference material, perspective, color design, body references, muscles. This will help you, I guarantee it. Spend at least an hour out of every day drawing them by looking at the image, not directly copying it. Do this for a year, hell, even a month, and it will yield a difference in your artwork. If you can't be bothered to put in the work, you do not deserve the praise that comes with showing off your own character. I was so mad at this stupid video, I didn't have time to come up with a closing statement.